Do you want to learn a foolproof hack to help you decorate for the holidays? If so, this video is for you. Hi people, my name is Natalie and welcome to Design, Build, Style, where each week we take one topic and we break it into 3 different parts: design, build, and style. So this week we're actually going to be talking about holiday decor. It's such a thing. You're either in the camp if you want to decorate your whole house all the way or you don't want to do anything. But I promise there's going to be some tip in here, a method, a technique that you're going to want to adopt to make sure all of your stuff looks amazing. So let's hop into the design segment and get started. So holiday decor is something that you want to add to your home, elaborate on what you already have existing, give the feel of the holidays, whether it's Thanksgiving or Christmas or even Valentine's Day, New Year's, whatever holiday it is that you're wanting to decorate for. And honestly, this technique works for any kind of decor. It doesn't have to be applied to a holiday, but for this video, we will focus on Thanksgiving and Christmas, kind of fall, Christmassy vibes. So when you decorate for a holiday, you don't need to overthink it. It doesn't need to be overwhelming. Now, I know some of you really enjoy doing every little nook and cranny of your home fully decorated, and that's totally fine. And some of you really only want maybe like one pumpkin or one little Christmas tree, and even that might be feeling a bit too much for you. And this technique will work for you as well. So what I've done is I've come up with a technique that you can use to apply and decorate small vignettes or styling moments in your home. So think of a coffee table, your kitchen island if you want to put something on the kitchen island, a dining room table, kitchen table, that kind of a thing where you can have a beautiful little set up decor moment that will be flawless every single time. So this 3-3-3-1-1-1 method that I'm going to teach you guys about is something I've come up with. So it's just an easy way for you to, when you're shopping or putting stuff together, to sort of run through this little checklist to see if it fits in and will help you. And again, design is very personal. So what I'm suggesting here isn't the one-size-fits-all answer, but if you need something to sort of guide you in the right direction, this is the perfect technique to help point you in the right path. So just remember 3-3-3-1-1-1. You're going to want to focus on 3 items of 3 different heights and in 3 different colors. That's it for the 3s. And then the 1-1-1 is you're going to want to have 1 base, meaning something to set it on, 1 item that ties into your home or the existing surrounding area, and 1 item that you may want to add or subtract. This just gives you a little leeway to tweak the overall look of the space. So let's get started. So the first item was the 3 items you want to focus on in the 3-3-3-1-1-1 method. And that just helps you focus in on how many items you're trying to put on a coffee table, an island, a dining room table, or a console. It helps you narrow it down and focus the space. So when you're shopping or if you have an item that you really love, try and pull together groups of 3. Now the trick really is odd numbers, so you could move from 3 to 5 if you have a larger space or something like that. But most times for a typical coffee table island situation, 3 main items will be fully enough. And once you've chosen those items, you want to make sure those items are of 3 different heights. That just helps your eye flow and makes it look more interesting and complete. Again, it's really hard to describe in design, but there's things that you can look at that your brain is happy with. A balance, a different height difference, when things match in color and have varying textures. Those are all things that your brain is processing and liking or disliking, whether you know it or not. So you want to have the 3 items, but make sure they're in different heights. So just think a lower item, medium, and high. So it will pull in, this whole area will be covered by these design pieces. And once you have the concept of getting varying heights, the 3 different heights, you're going to want to stick to 3 colors. Again, it's not a hard and fast rule, but this will help you narrow it in, especially if you're shopping for new stuff. You need to pick the colors that you're going to want to focus on for that holiday. So say it's for fall or Halloween or something like that. You may choose an orange, a brown, and a white. Or you may choose a black, a purple, and a green. So you got to pick the 3 colors to help you focus in your design, so then you're not going to the store and running all crazy looking for all sorts of different things, because there's so many things on the shelf that you have to go in with a narrowed focus. So that takes care of the 3-3-3s. Now we're going to talk about the 1-1-1. The first one is going to be a base. And what I mean by that is I think it's really helpful, especially if you're just trying to wrap your head around design, if you have either a platter or a tray of some sort or a placemat or some kind of a textile to lay your items on. This will help define a space, give you a space to work within so it's less overwhelming. You can see it build off one item, and then you kind of go from there. So the first one is a base. The second one is you're going to want something in there, on there, part of this little vignette to be something that already matches your home. Whether it's an item that is the same color as your home or pulls in a wood tone that's in your home, or if your fixtures are all gold, well, maybe you pull some gold in there. So you need one item in there that matches the surrounding area, even though it's a fall decor piece or a winter decor piece or whatever, Valentine's Day. Something in there needs to speak to your home so it feels like it's an addition to your home, not just something so stark and out of the blue placed randomly on your coffee table. And then the last one of the 111 is going to be at one item you can add or one item you can subtract. So again, design is fluid, right? You might see something and be like, oh, something's not quite right. It just needs one more thing. Or you might look at it and be like, oh, this feels a little busy. I need to pull one thing away. So the final one is just giving you the space to mentally look at it and think, do I need to add something to this little decor segment or do I need to take something away? So the third one is add or subtract one item. So now that I've given you what exactly the 3-3-3-1-1-1 method is, let's make sure we talk about the build portion of it and stick around the last segment, style, where we're going to show you stuff in my own home that have used that method, which honestly I didn't even know I was using the method till I designed the method and was like, hey, I already do this. So that's why I knew it would work for you guys. And then we're actually going to head to the store. I'm going to pull together some things from, I think I'm going to try and go to Target, a couple other places. I don't want to say exactly where I'm going to go quite yet. It'll be a surprise for the end of the video, just so I can show you guys what's out on the marketplace and how you might want to pull it together for your home. So for the build portion of this, it's super simple. I want you to start building and designing and pulling together your holiday style with things that you already own. And this will help with one of the ones from the 3-3-3-1-1-1 is if you pull something in from your home that already fits your aesthetic, your style, your color palette that's in your home. So use what you have and do not dismiss a can of spray paint. It can do wonders. And I mean that. You might have a piece in your home, say it's even a cheaper vase or a basket or just different, like even a tray. You might be able to bring that back to life and reuse it or apply it in your decor if you just spray painted a different color. And some of the colors that are great to consider if you're thinking, okay, can I reuse this or I don't like this piece anymore? Could you paint it black, white, gold, or silver? Those are the ones that you can easily go get a can of spray paint and, or, you know, for holidays, you could possibly do red or orange or whatever for Halloween. But really black, white, silver, and gold are the colors you'd want to think, if I took this item and spray painted it, would I be happy again with it to repurpose it and reuse it in what I'm doing now? And when you're at the store, you always want to make sure that you look at an item, but also see its potential. And I see people kind of mess up with this, especially if they're doing, say, faux flowers or branches or different things that they'll look at the store and they see these long, tall branches and just totally discount them. Well, think about it. If it's a good price, you might be able to get those home, cut them down to the size you need, put them in a different vase or container than they originally came in. So make sure you're thinking through items that you already have and ones that you're shopping for to see if there's a way you could tweak and make them work in your design. And as you're building your design and putting it all together, remember that you can mix non-holiday items with holiday items. And I know that sounds very obvious, but so many times we get so excited, we'll go to the store and we're at Hobby Lobby and we see the Christmas stuff and we buy everything Christmas, when that can actually feel cluttered and overwhelming. You may want to include something not from the holiday section in with the items that you're buying to make it balance out so it isn't too overwhelming. We'll talk about that more when we actually get to the store. And that is the perfect segue to our style segment for today. I'm actually going to show you what I've done in my house first for my fall decor little moment in my kitchen on my island. I'll show you that, we'll talk through it, and then we'll hop in the car and go do some shopping. Okay, so here we are in my own kitchen, and I am going to flip the camera around and discuss with you this little decor vignette that fits the 3-3-3-1-1-1 method, and I didn't even realize it till I put together the method. So let me flip the camera around and discuss. Okay, so here we are in my kitchen. And guys, I genuinely had this in my kitchen before I even came up with this video idea. It's just a little vignette. I love decorating space. If you see here, this is just on my kitchen island. There's a lot of open space right there. So every season I sort of change it out to whatever the mood or vibe is. And obviously we're heading into fall, so that's why I have this right here. So let's go through the 3-3-3-1-1-1 method and see how it applies to this little vignette. First up, as you will see, it has the 3 items. We have the vase situation, the candle, and then of course the pumpkin. Then the next 3 is the heights. We have our low, our medium, and our high item. It doesn't have to be an exact, difference as long as there's some variation in height in 3 different ways. And then the 3 different colors. Now this setup is quite monochromatic. That's sort of my vibe. If you look sort of at my kitchen and the tones that we use here, it fits in. It can be something that stands out or it can be a super muted color palette. That's totally up to you, but there's still 3 tones here. You've got the darker wood tone in the wood, you have the white, you have sort of the terracotta color here too. So there's 3 different tones in there and they all work together beautifully. So for the 1-1-1 portion, we have our base, and this is what I mean by base. This item right here is a piece of wood that I have had for years. I use it in a lot of different setups in my home. I can do Christmas on this as well, but it just separates it from the island. If you were to have these 3 items just placed directly onto the island, it just wouldn't have that same effect and that anchoring effect. If you see, the base really pulls it all together. You don't need a ton of stuff. So here's my base. Then my item that pulls from my decor in my home, well, really all of this does, because I do enjoy a monochromatic look, but the white candle is what pulls in from the surrounding space. If you notice in my cabinetry, the white there, and even in the countertop, you want to have something that sort of anchors it all together so it doesn't stand out and have nothing to blend with. And then for the final one, which is add something or take it away, I didn't have anything extra on here, so I really didn't feel like I needed to add anything or take anything away. Something that could be added here is if there was some little fringe piece, or how they have the wooden beads or something could be placed right there. But I really like simple and sleek decor. I don't think it has to be super busy to be impactful. So this was my 3-3-3-1-1-1 example in my own home. So now that I've actually shown you something in real life in my very own home that uses the 3-3-3-1-1-1 method, let's head to the store. I don't know exactly where I'm going to go yet. I'm going to shop around and see what the best places would be to see what's going on in the marketplace right now and what I can pull together that you guys could actually purchase and put in your own home. First up, I came to Hobby Lobby because this store is the land of not letting us enjoy the current season that we're in. I'm filming this beginning of October and they already have all their Christmas stuff out. So I put together 2 little Christmas decor vignettes that fit the 3-3-3-1-1-1 method. So let's take a look. So first up is this little setup here. The one at my house was pretty monochromatic, so I just wanted to show you the same concept using a smaller display and a totally different vibe. So this right here, let's go through the 3s. You've got your 3 main items and your 3 different colors, which is the red, white, and green, and the 3 different heights. Obviously you have your tall, your medium, and your low. So that takes care of the 3-3-3. Then the 1-1-1 is, it has a base. This is a smaller base in proportion. It works because, the little elf can have his leg hanging off, but it keeps everything bunched together. Like if you put this on a countertop, this would help keep it all concealed together. Then the other one is a color that would match your home or something that would tie into your home. So, if you have black accents in your house, that would work again, or any of these colors. Typically white will help neutralize it and make it fit into your space. And then as far as the one thing that you would add or take away, there's really not anything that I would add to this or take away. It's all concealed pretty well on this little display thing right here. The only thing I would maybe do if I got it back home was add a nice canister of hot cocoa right next to it, maybe a clear glass container with a little colored Christmas spoon in there to bring it all together. Next up, for a little bit more of a subdued Christmas look, here we go again. So for the 3-3-3, you have your 3 main items in 3 different heights, and the 3 different colors are the green, the brown, and the white. Again, this is more subdued. But if you look at this, then if we go to the 1-1-1, it obviously has the one base, which this piece right here is really good. It's got really nice sort of leather handles. I think this would be a great base piece for a lot of different seasons, similar to the wood piece I have at my house. So we have the one base, the one color that ties in. Again, these are pretty neutral, so I would assume, you know, you typically have a white or something that would fit in your home there. And then the one item I would add and take away. So I was looking at this and I was like, you know, this is pretty sleek and simple, but there's a little something I would do to it to add my one thing. I really like it as is, it's very sleek, but I think it's missing a little something, and this little greenery will be a perfect addition. So let me add it and take a look. So there, yep, the greenery was the perfect addition to add some more texture. I have another video on texture if you want to learn more about that, but adds some texture, brings that green out from the tree, and really makes it feel more complete. So I'm going to give you one more variation on this little display by swapping out that Christmas tree. Okay, so if that tall, slim tree isn't your vibe, you could do some faux branches like this in a vase. It has the same thing. There's enough greenery. And then because we added the greenery in the vase, I took away the little greenery that was around the candles. So I think this is another vibe that would totally fit the space. And again, in my video about texture, I discussed how the other tree that we had in there had a little bit of a shiny sparkle to it. So I replaced it with something else that has a bit of a shine to it, which is this green vase, because you want to make sure that you have some things that are reflective and some things that are matte. And this deer right here is actually a velvet, which is really popular this year. If you don't like that style, you could definitely swap it out for something else. And I wanted to show you guys in our little design decor vignette, this little cute hot chocolate mug actually says hot cocoa on it. And I didn't want that because we already had the sign that said hot cocoa, and I'm not a fan of all too much that kind of writing and text in decor. So flipping it around is the perfect solution. So don't forget to be creative in how you use each piece. So that's it, the 3-3-3-1-1-1 method explained and shown to you in detail. Hopefully that's helpful. In all seriousness, I want to provide you guys with information that you enjoy and that gives you the confidence to do beautiful things in your own space, whether it's decorating or renovation. So if you could, I would really, really like it if you would give a like to this video, watch another video, like and subscribe, be part of this community. I'm really looking forward to keep growing things in the future. And if there's ever a video idea that you would have for a future episode, please drop it in the comments, and I hope to see you soon.